How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's, it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
claims anything about the country.
It took Trump's wild flip-flop on his promise to not start and fuel more foreign wars for Tucker Carlson to finally stop ignoring the fact that MAGA politicians like Ted Cruz will go along with anything. And it's actually fun to watch.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We're carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
Israel.
High
stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay. It's a very simple thing that corporate media, whose main objective is to gain access in order to make more money, has abandoned. Actually listen to the hypocritical guy in front of you that's lying and ask him to explain his way out of his hypocrisy.
Does Mossad share all of its intelligence with us?
Oh, probably not, but they share a lot. We don't share all of our intelligence with them, but we share a lot. It's a close alliance.
Do they spy domestically in the United States?
Oh, they probably do, and we do as well. And friends and allies spy on each other, and I assume all of our allies spy on us.
And that's okay with you?
You know what? One of the things about being a conservative is that you're not naive and utopian. You don't think humans are all... Part of the reason socialism doesn't work is the mantra from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs doesn't work. As a conservative, I assume people act in their rational self-interest.
So it's conservative to pay people to spy on you?
It's conservative to recognize that human beings act in their own self-interest, and every one of our friends spies on us.
See, the thing is, Tucker has been pulling the same tricks of deflecting and bringing up socialism and Democrats in derogatory ways for decades. So he knows the trick that Ted Cruz is going to play before he does. And he's not burdened by the empty threat that Democrats are mysteriously worried about of being called a leftist or a progressive to distract people from the question.
Do you like it? That's my question. I'm not asking whether they have motive to do it. Of course they do. I understand that. And by the way, I'm not mad at them. But you're an American lawmaker, so I just want to know, hold on, I want to know your attitude. Yeah. You said that your guiding principle, in fact, the only principle, the only criterion.
I said guiding, the overwhelming, I wouldn't say only.
Is it in America's interest? Is it in America's interest for Israel to spy on us, including on the president?
It is in America's interest to be closely allied with Israel because we get huge benefits for it. And you want to see the clearest...
But I just want to stop on the spying for a second. That it takes place, as you know, and including on the president of the United States and several precedents. And I just want to know if that's okay and why is it okay? Wouldn't an American lawmaker say to a client state, you're not allowed to spy on us? I'm sorry. I know why you want to. I'm not mad at you, but you're not allowed to.
Sure.
And I don't care for it. I don't want to be spied on by you. Is that... It's kind of weird not to say that, but you don't seem able to say that.
Ted Cruz got exposed so badly, he ran to Fox News, where he can easily go back to fear-mongering to convince viewers that they should be as bloodthirsty as he is.
You need an ICBM to get to America. If Iran gets a nuclear weapon, I think the odds are unacceptably high that we would find out with a mushroom cloud over New York City or Los Angeles or Tel Aviv in Israel.
See, this is when opposing politicians or journalists usually tuck tail and run from the empty claims that we're just 1 week away from a mushroom cloud billowing over Los Angeles or New York, as if he's ever given a damn about those cities in the first place. He's just repeating the claim that his boss, Benjamin Netanyahu, has been pitching for decades. Yo, watch this montage that CNN put together.
The deadline for attaining this goal is getting extremely close. And Iran, by the way, is also outpacing Iraq in the development of ballistic missile systems that they hope will reach the eastern seaboard of the United States within 15 years. By next spring, at most, by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. The foremost sponsor of global terrorism could be weeks away from having enough enriched uranium for an entire arsenal of nuclear weapons. That would place a militant Islamic terror regime weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year.
Actually, I remember that when we made fun of this guy back in 2012, when he broke out that Looney Tunes Acme bomb picture of this bomb to show Americans in the most cartoonish terms that we should keep acting like toddlers in preschool, taking in his picture book of fear. And one of those people that ate it up while sitting in crisscross applesauce on the carpet during story time, he never grew up.
Share some of what you've told Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
So keep going. What do I say? I speak to him every day. He's a good man, doing a lot. Been very unfairly treated by his country, I think. Very unfairly.
When all else fails, Trump relies on claiming that anyone he likes that's getting pushback is being treated unfairly. It's one of the only 3 to 4 of his same tricks that he ran on MAGA supporters to convince them that being a 34-time felon with a track record of incompetence and business failure was somehow everyone else's fault. But people have heard his tactics long enough without seeing any success. So the lashing out is much more of a standard response.
The U.S. response to
Who are you with?
CNN.
No.
There's a split,
Fake
though.
news. Fortunately, nobody watches.
But my question
Is anybody watching CNN nowadays? I haven't seen it in a long time.
But some of your supporters are wary of the U.S. getting involved in another foreign war, and some believe that we should support.
Do you ever ask a positive question at CNN? My supporters are more in love with me today, and I'm in love with them more than they were even at election time, where we had a total a landslide. I may have some people that are a little bit unhappy now, but I have some people that are very happy, and I have people outside of the base that can't believe that this is happening. They're so happy. And there was a poll that just came out today that my approval rating's the highest it's ever been. All I'm doing is saying you can't have a nuclear weapon. And I tried to do it nicely, and then on day 61 I said, let's go.
He said, let's go. He's never been good at lying. And for all the people that were awake enough to see through his bullshit, it's kind of startling to watch more folks notice it. Because suddenly, Netanyahu's decision to attack Iran was Trump's, despite Marco Rubio immediately distancing us from it, along with Trump's stance beforehand not to do it. It was actually reported that Trump's addiction to Fox News helped convince him to openly embrace Netanyahu's bloodthirst. When he woke on Friday morning, his favorite TV channel, Fox News, was broadcasting wall-to-wall imagery of what it was portraying as Israel's military genius. And Trump could not resist claiming some credit for himself. And they added, in phone calls with reporters, Trump began hinting that he had played a bigger behind-the-scenes role in the war than people realized. Privately, he told some confidence that he was now leaning toward a more serious escalation, along with Israel's early request that the United States deliver powerful bunker-busting bombs to destroy Iran's nuclear facility at Fordo. As recently as Monday, Trump held out the possibility that Witkoff or even Vance could meet with Iranian officials to seek a negotiated deal. But as Trump abruptly left the Group of Seven summit in Canada to rush back to Washington, there was little indication that the conflict would be brought to a quick end through diplomacy. It's why Fox News brought out their warmongering A-team to speak directly to the couch potato-in-chief with people like Mark Levin.
Yeah, so where are they? They're nowhere. How about China? Nowhere. How about Russia? Nowhere. What happened to World War III? There is no World War III. They all sound like a bunch of Marxist Islamists. They don't sound like patriotic Americans. Let me be clear. This is good versus evil. You're either a patriotic American who's going to get behind the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief, or you're not.
Somehow that guy's screaming helped convince Trump that making this move was somehow a good idea, especially when there are countless moments where he and his vice president said he's against more wars. And not any wars, but specifically this one, that they said could lead to World War III?
I think the most likely and the most dangerous scenario is Iran and Israel right now. So obviously the Israelis are on high alert. They just had this terrorist attack. They're dealing with Hamas. You know, what if in North Israel, a bunch of Iranian-backed militias start killing thousands of Israeli civilians? Okay, so the Israelis invade, do the Iranians counterattack, and now you have Israel, Iran in a regional conflict. The Turks probably have to get involved. The Saudi Arabians probably have to get involved. And then that is the sort of thing that could balloon into World War III.